We're going to start by turning the unit on with the red button on the left. The unit is going to default to last hold temperature, which will be 155 degrees Fahrenheit. To start a cook cycle, we're going to press in the cook, scroll to the desired temperature, 275, push in the dial. It's going to ask us to set the hold temperature to 145, push in the dial, and it's going to flash probe because our probe is plugged in. We're going to go ahead and cook by time this time. So I'm going to set it to 1 hour, push in the dial, or press start. So the unit is now in preheat mode. We can prepare our food and get ready to put it in the oven. The unit is now to temp, so we can load our product. Once we have the product all loaded, if we're cooking by probe, we stick the probe in. But if we're cooking by time, we can just go ahead and push in the dial or push the start button. So since I pushed the dial, you see it's going right into cook mode. It's got 59 minutes left, and it's cooking at 275 degrees. So now we're down to less than a minute on the cook time. That's why it says zeros across the board. Once time is expired, it will jump straight over into the hold mode. Time is expired. So now we're on hold at 145 degrees Fahrenheit, and the clock will now begin to count up instead of down. So when you come back to see your product, you'll see how long it's been sitting in hold mode. To run a cook cycle with humidity, we'll turn the aqua temp on. We'll start by turning the unit on. It'll default back to the original hold temp. This time we'll turn on the aqua temp. So to start a cook cycle with humidity, do cook, 275. We'll have the cook humidity at 25%. Push in the dial. Hold 145. Humidity at 10%. We'll adjust that to 15. Push in the dial. This time we're going to cook by probe. We'll adjust this up to 145. Press in the dial. Now the unit's preheating. This unit can be plumbed with a water line and a drain line, or it can be filled manually and drained manually. If it's done manually, at any point you see the light next to low water come on, you need to fill the reservoir in the bottom of the cavity. The reservoir can hold up to 4 gallons of water and should be filled completely if the light ever comes on. The DX model has a probe and the ability to program recipes. To access and edit the recipes, we'll click on the recipe icon. This unit can have up to 18 recipes total. Scroll all the way through and keep going to get to the edit. So here we push in the dial to edit recipes. So now we scroll through and choose a recipe to edit. Go ahead and edit recipe number 5 here. So we're going to choose our cook temperature. Put that to 250. 25% humidity. Hold temperature. (145), 50% humidity. And we're going to set the time 45 minutes. So once we're done editing that recipe, scroll over to end and click in the dial again. And now that recipe is saved as recipe number 5. When selecting that recipe, you go back to the recipe icon, Scroll over to number 5, press in the dial, and it immediately starts preheat. And as soon as the preheat's done, you can load your product in and press start.